To Sri Rasheshwari Radharani Temple here at Radha Madhav Dham. We are very fortunate to have one of the very senior sannyasi preacher of our Jagadguru Kripalu Parishad to give a discourse here and conduct this Memorial Day retreat. So, she is a very senior sannyasi preacher, travels all over the world to give pravachans, retreats, and one-on-one counseling or removing everybody's, answering devotional questions. So I request all of you to please listen to her discourse very attentively. And as a token of our respect, I now request Purnima Dwivedi to offer her a garland. And kindly switch off your cell phone and or put them in silence mode.
बोलिए श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। My most humble pranams to each one of you, dear devotees. Devotees, once again, we are going to continue with the chant, the theme of this Memorial Weekend Retreat, Tum mere the mere ho, mere rahoge. But before I proceed any further with the lecture, let us all fold our hands in the prayer mode. Take a good look at the divine form of the Lord placed on the altar. Capture the form of God and Guru in your hearts and minds. Doing Roop Dhyan, remembering the divine form of God, our hearts seeking for a love, devotion, darshan of the Lord, let us all pay our most humble obeisance at the divine lotus feet of the Supreme Divine Beloved Lord, whose grace may enlighten us with the divine wisdom that we are listening to, the philosophy. Only with His grace we will be able to understand and then try and put in your effort to put it into practice, the practical way of practicing sadhana. We need the grace of our divine beloved for all this. And that is why, first of all, let us all pay our humble obeisance to the Lord, seeking the grace of the Lord. And then we shall proceed further with the lecture. Manatha Shri Jagannatho Madguru Shri Jagadguru Madatma Sarva Bhutatma Kripalur Gurave Namah. Guru Raradhanadishcha Guru Paramadaivatam Guru Partaram Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Varhapidam natvarvapu karnayo karnikaram vibhradvasah kanakakapisham vaijayantim chamalam randhran venuradhar sudhaya purayan gopavrindair Vrindaranyam swapadramanam pravishad gita kirti यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तद्ब्रह्मदेवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। आनंद कंद सच्चिदानंद श्री कृष्ण चंद्र चरणारविंद मकरंद मिलिंद महानुभाव, the blessed souls, eternal and divine. Dear devotees, we will chant this chant तुम मेरे थे मेरे हो from the chant that is on the other side of my chanting sheet. एक दिन प्रेम रंग लाएगा पिया तुमको भी तड़पाएगा. From there. Naresh, naman, naman. तुम मेरे थे मेरे हो मेरे रहोगे, बहकू नायब बहकाने से। तुम मेरे थे मेरे हो मेरे रहोगे, बहकू नायब जब समझ प्रेम में डूब गई तब क्या होगा समझाने से। जब समझ प्रेम में डूब गई तब क्या होगा समझाने से। जब समझ प्रेम में डूब गई तब क्या होगा समझाने से। जब समझ प्रेम में डूब गई तब क्या होगा समझाने से। पिया तुमसे ही प्रीति लगाई, पिया तुमसे ही प्रीति लगाई, पर झोली भी संग नहीं लाई, पर झोली भी संग नहीं लाई। पिया तुमसे ही प्रीति लगाई, पर झोली भी संग नहीं लाई। पिया तुमसे बार लगा लो सीने से बलिहार जाऊं अपनाने से। एक बार लगा लो सीने से बलिहार जाऊं अपनाने से। बार लगा लो सीने से बलिहार जाऊं अपनाने से। एक बार लगा लो सीने से बलिहार कर लो,
चाहे मम आलिंगन कर लो,
चाहे मम प्राणन ही हर लो,
चाहे मम प्राणन ही हर लो,
चाहे मम आलिंगन कर लो, चाहे मम प्राणन ही हर लो,
चाहे मम आलिंगन कर लो, चाहे मम प्राणन ही हर लो,
चाहे जी भर कर तड़पालो मोही काम श्याम गुण गाने से, चाहे जी भर कर तड़पालो मोही
काम श्याम गुण गाने से,
चाहे जी भर कर तड़पालो मोही काम श्याम गुण गाने से,
चाहे जी भर कर तड़पालो मोही
काम श्याम गुण गाने से, तुम मेरे थे मेरे हो मेरे रहोगे। So devotees, in the morning when I gave the explanation of these few lines, आया ना आ मुरली वारे रो रो कर हम तुम्हें पुकारे, प्रेम बढ़ेगा छिन छिन मेरा यूं तेरे तड़पाने से, रो रो के कर हम तुम्हें पुकारे, बिन रोए किन पाइया प्रेम प्यारा मीत। Guru Granth Sahib. Without crying, the greatest of the sages and saints have declared, and the scriptures have also declared, without shedding tears in love and longing for the divine beloved, we cannot meet our beloved. We cannot find him. We cannot attain him. And Sri Maharaj Ji here, through this most divine Naam Sankirtan on love, on unconditional love and devotion, reveals to us through these lines. O Murali Vare, O my beloved Sri Krishna, I have been longing and been waiting for you. Now with that understanding, with the realization that you alone were mine, are mine, and will always be mine, I have now fully grasped hold of the philosophy that greatest of the acharyas like Adi Jagadguru Shankaracharya always taught and preached to us. I couldn't understand it, comprehend it. Now my Gurudev, Jagadguru Swami Shri Kripaluji Maharaj has actually made this point very, very clear and made me realize this truth with his divine grace. Due to my surrender at the lotus feet of my Gurudev, this is how Guru helps us, and my Gurudev helped me understand and realize this truth. Kate kanta kaste putraha sansaro yamativa vichitraha kasya tvang kahakut ayatas tatvam chintaya manase bhrata bhaj govindam Bhaja Govindam, Govindam, Bhaja Mudhamati. Adi Jagadguru Shankaracharya said, "O foolish-minded, chant the glories of Sri Krishna's name, Bhaja Govindam. O Mudhamati, Kate Kanta Kaste Putra." Sansaro yamativa vichitraha. Who is the wife? Who is the son? Who are these children? Who are the spouse? This world is very strange. Vichitra sansar. Who are you? Who am I? Where have I come from? Who do I belong to? O individual souls, contemplate, reflect, think on this. And on the first day of my talk, in explanation to this particular chant, I had dealt on this point. Who am I, an individual soul? Where have I come from? Anshi, the one and the only relation which is with the Supreme Almighty Godhead Personality. The soul is an eternal Ansh of God. He alone is the source, the Anshi, I am the Shakti of the Sarva Shaktiman Brahma. What do I want? Happiness, bliss, love, peace, which is none other, who is none other than Shri Krishna himself, God himself, my Anshi, the Sarva Shaktiman Brahm. So who are all this in the world? All these relationships, the spouse, the children, they're all false. This world is strange. Now, with this understanding, my Lord, I have been also enlightened by my Gurudev to seek for this love, to seek for you, for your darshan in the proper manner. And that is by shedding tears, crying like an innocent little baby, like a child, without any chal kapat. Nirmala mana jana so mohi pava, mohi kapata chala chidra na bhava. Now I have also made to understand by my Guru and through these scriptures, through your teachings, my Lord, as Lord Ram here says in the Ramayana, that I do not entertain chal kapat, cunningness, crookedness, deception, cheating of the heart. The impure heart and mind cannot reach to me. I need pure heart. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Nirmalaman, you want pure heart. So in order to make my heart pure, I have now, ultimately and finally, with the grace of my Guru, realized that without shedding tears, without crying and longing for you, my Lord, I cannot purify my heart and mind. Thus, I have been crying for you and waiting for you and longing for you. You have not come. But that is not going to stop me from continuous shedding of tears in your love and longing. No. I have firm faith that you will come. I will see you. I will meet you. I will attain you. I'll attain your love. Because you are the only true love and relation of mine. I have faith in this. Adau Shraddha, Tatha Sadhu Sant, Bhajana Kriya. This is the sequence. First, having this faith in God, in Guru. And then association with a God-realized saint, which I have, with your grace, my Lord, attained. And satsang, sadhana, which under the guidance of my Guru, I am practicing. The rest will all be taken care of by Guru, by God, via the God-realized saint, via the Guru. It will all be taken care of. Antah karan shuddhi, anarth nivritti, etc. Thus, Shraddha, Sadhu Sant, and Bhajana Kriya. The three most important part of practical devotion. Now I have realized this. And holding this faith in you, my Lord, holding the faith in my Guru, with no doubt in the Divine Personality, surrendering myself to the Guru, and now abiding by what the teachings and the instructions of Guru is in order to practice my sadhana. I am here shedding tears and waiting for you and longing for you. Remember, as in the morning, I told you that through the proper sadhana practice in this manner, our antahakaran shuddhi will start to take place. The purification of the heart and mind will start to proceed. However, the rajogun and the tamogun aspect of Maya, that is the passionate mode of emotion and the slothful mode of emotion, avidya Maya, the ignorant aspect of Maya, will all be taken care of. However, vidya Maya, that is the knowledge aspect of Maya, which is known as also the sattvic Maya, will still linger around and have its power and control on the soul. But when we pay complete attention to what the Supreme Almighty Lord Krishna declares in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter 14th verse, Devi Hesha Gunamai Mama Maya Durataya Mam Eva Ye Prapadyante Maya Metantarantite. Mam means me, Eva means exclusively. Prapadyante means surrender, fully surrender. Not partially, not only banging the head, not only verbally asking, but in true sense with surrender. Remember, not only verbally, not only with the throat, not only with the tongue taking the name, but chanting the holy name of the Lord from the bottom of our hearts, the cry from the deep within us in longing of the Lord, doing Roop Dhyan, exclusively keeping only our beloved in our heart and mind. When we shall practice bhakti in this manner and surrender ourselves at the lotus feet of God and Guru, then with the grace of God, the Lord says, I personally will intervene. And with my Vishuddha Tattva, Sattva, I will do away with that sattvic Maya. I will liberate you and free you from even the grip of sattvic Maya, that guna varika Maya, which no yogis, munis, rishis, and no amount of tapasya and austere penance and any practices can free the soul from. Only God can. Only the Supreme Lord can free us from the Vidya Maya. The Vidya Maya. That is why the greatest of the Paramahans like Jada Bharat even suffered fall. 99.99999, infinitely 99% he was high up. He only had to attain his ultimate aim of moksha, which he was aiming for after leaving the body, but he couldn't. What happened? Well, his mind got attached in a deer, the deer whom he had saved. And then he left his body, and when he was leaving his body, his mind was in that deer, and so he had to come back as a deer and serve that term. And then, with the realization of this truth, that the mind needs to be surrendered to the Supreme Almighty Godhead Personality. No amount of austerities can free you from this Vidya Maya. When he realized this truth, then he surrendered himself to the Lord, and then he got freed from Sattvic Maya and got liberated ultimately. This is in the Bhagavatam Mahapuran. Thus, the Sattvic Maya, when it is taken care of, when the Lord frees us from this Sattvic Maya, the Vidya Maya, Avidya Maya, that is Rajas and Tamas, will also be taken care of. So all the three modes of Maya will be gone. And now the mind is completely pure, meaning no Maya, no lingering of Maya, no Sattvic, Rajas, Tamas. So can we attain God realization? No. Antahakaran Shuddha ho gaya. The Antahakaran, the heart and mind, has become pure. It's become free of Maya, but we cannot see God. We cannot attain God. We cannot attain the love of God yet. Why? Remember I told you, Bhakti man se ho nitya, Govinda Radhe, and Bhav Nishkam Ananya. These four conditions. Devotion needs to be practiced by the mind, and it needs to be practiced continuously without break, nitya, and it needs to be practiced in a very unconditional, unselfish manner, without any selfishness of whatsoever nature. Not for bhukti, the worldly things, right up to Brahma's abode, and not even mukti. And fourthly, exclusive shall be the devotion to the Lord. Satisfying the four conditions, when one practices devotion to God, then the heart and mind becomes pure. With the grace of God, Vishuddha, Sattva, etc. powers. Avidya Maya, Vidya Maya, all is gone. We are freed from that. But Puni man shuddha hoto Govind Radhe, man ko swarup shakti kya bana de? Devya bana de. Then God's swarup shakti. What is the swarup shakti of God? God's divine, personal, intimate power, yoga maya power. His personal power, Swarup Shakti, will then make the same Antahakaran. Not another mind will be given. No, it's the same mind. But this mind now will be made all divine. Divine means now all those holes and all those filth which had made this vessel absolutely good for nothing is now going to be made divine, fit enough to receive the divine love. The holes will be gone, and the vessel, the container, would be made ready. Now, with the divine power, Swarup Shakti, the heart and mind, that is the container, the vessel to contain the divine love, is now made absolutely, perfectly ready. Then, tab इस मन में, so भक्ति मन से हो नित गोविंद राधे, भाव निष्काम अनन्य बता दे, तो इमी मन शुद्ध हो तो गोविंद राधे, मन को स्वरूप शक्ति दिव्य बना दे, तब गुरु मन में दे गोविंद राधे. Then the Guru, not God. God will now act via the Guru. So if we have this ego and this pride and this ill feeling towards a God-realized saint, for any reason, if we say that, look, I have direct connection with God, and I make direct connection with Krishna, with God, with Radharani, I don't need any guru in between. Then when the time will come to give the divine love, God will say, "Tata, bye-bye. I can't even make your container ready because the one who is going to give divine love in this divine mind is not present. You are not surrendered. You have your own ego, your own pride, of your own strength." Pride comes before the fall of man. Wherever there is this ahankar, this pride, this doing against my laws, refuting my kanun, my laws, then tata, bye-bye. Let me tell you, there was a lion and there was a buffalo. The lion was chasing the buffalo, wanted to barge over the buffalo and eat the buffalo. The lion considers himself to be the king of jungle and is the king of jungle. So the lion was chasing the buffalo and both of them enter into a swampy land, a ditch, very swampy. The lion started to sink in it and the buffalo started to sink in it. But they both stopped where their mouth was still up. It was not drowned fully. They could still breathe. And now both are waiting for someone to help or how to get out of this dangerous situation. When the buffalo sees the master coming, looks at the lion and says, "My master is here. And now I'm going out." You don't have master. You are the master. You are the Lord. You are the king. You don't need anybody, right? Tata, bye-bye. The poor lion dies there. Who'd go to the lion? So this ego won't work for us. We need a God-realized saint in our life. And do not refute this law of God. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. To upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattadarshinaha. 4th chapter, 34th verse of Bhagavad Gita. And look how clever Arjuna was right from the beginning. Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava prichami tvam dharma samura chetaha yastreyah shyam nishitam bruhitan me shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. 2nd chapter, 7th verse, Bhagavad Gita. I am your shishya and I am your prapanna shishya. Says who? Says Arjuna. To whom? To Lord Krishna. He doesn't say, "I am your intimate close friend." He doesn't say, "No, we are related, isn't it? Hey, you're my auntie's son." And then Arjuna doesn't say, "I'm married to Subhadra, who is your sister, Krishna. So yeah, you my brother-in-law." No, none of this. Another new relationship he forms here in the battlefield of Mahabharata. I'm your shishya and you my guru, knowing very well that if I have doubts, if I have questions, if I have hiccups, if I'm in danger, Guru will help me. He'll protect me, he'll guide me, and he will take me through. And Lord Krishna, he accepted this relationship all throughout the battlefield. Lord Krishna was with his surrendered disciple, Arjuna, doing anything and everything for him. Thus, a guru is a must. So this guru will then give the Divya Prem, which is the Hiladani Sar. Hiladani Sar Anshataro Prema Nam. Prem, this divine love, is the Hiladani Shakti, essence of Satchit Ananda Brahm essence is Hiladani, and Hiladani Sar essence is extract is Prem. This is love. Only Guru can give. God says, it's my irrefutable law. I don't come and do this job. We are the saint, those who have attained my love, through them, through Sadguru, I impart. तब गुरु दे दिव्य प्रेम, and तब जीव पाले निज गोविंद राधे, नित्य दासत्व अधिकार बता दे. Then the individual soul will finally attain the nitya dasatva, eternal service, seva, in the divine abode of God. Jivera swarupa hoye, Krishnera nitya das. The swarupa, the natural nature and form of the Atma, of the soul, is that we are all eternal servants, sevaks of the Supreme Brahm. And only then, when we attain the divine love via the Guru, we will attain God. We will have this position which is already reserved for us, given to us. We'll attain it in the supreme divine abode. So this is Kripalu Trayodasi. The 13 dohas, couplets, very, very, not only beautifully, but perfectly, divinely explained to us. The entire gist of the philosophy is here. Always read and try to understand and practically practice the proper way of practicing devotion. So, Antahakaran Shuddhi is not enough. The Antahakaran, the heart and mind, that needs to be divine, and then we will attain the divine love, and then only we will attain our divine beloved. But shedding tears for the Lord and purification of this heart and mind is our job. That's what you and I need to do by practicing sadhana, practical devotion in the proper manner. The rest, divine power of God and Guru will do for us. Making this heart and mind divine, and then pouring the divine love into it, and then making us realize God, attain God. All this is the work of the Supreme Almighty Divine Personality, God and Guru. What we need to do is shed tears like an innocent child, cry our hearts out, and long desperately, increase our longing to that extent and degree that now I'm suffocating. I'm like a drowning person seeking for life. I'm like a fish without water, my Lord, without you. We have to increase our longing and become desperately crying and longing for God's darshan. And wait for His kripa. Wait for His kripa. Kripa hogi, have this faith. His grace is bound to fall upon me. He will come, but I'll wait. I'm not gonna put any pressure on you because my love is unconditional. I'm not going to put any demand, any commands, any orders and any instructions. I am a sevak, simply to follow your orders, your instructions and your desire. There is nothing like my personal wish or desire. So like a little child, we should cry our hearts out, seeking for the darshan and the love of God. When we do this, then the Lord's grace will work for us. But remember one thing. As we start to increase in our devotional practice, rise in our devotional practice, and our hearts and minds start to get purified, pride is also going to rise with it. बड़ा हुआ तो क्या हुआ, जैसे पेड़ खजूर, पंक्ति को छाया नहीं और फल लागे बड़ी दूर. साध कहावत कठिन है, जैसे पेड़ खजूर, चढ़े तो चाखे प्रेम रस और गिरे तो चकनाचूर. चढ़ गया तो प्रेम रस पाएगा. When you climb up without any ego, the slightest of shadow of ego or pride, it's all crushed and burnt in the pangs and fire of your separation. With a humble heart, if you cry like an innocent child, then this humbleness will take you right to the top and bear the fruit of God realization. But if the pride is also slowly, the subtle pride, which you will not be even aware of if you do not consciously try to work on it, then that will crush us down. We'll be gone. We'll be destroyed because of this pride. So, remember one thing. Na bhoge, na yoge, na vava jirajau, na kanta mukhe naiva vitteshu chittam, yashoda kishore manovai na lagnam, tatah kim, tatah kim, tatah kim, tatah kim. Na bhoge, na yoge. What is na bhoge? You have turned away completely from all the desires of the worldly nature, all the wants and desires of the material worldly pleasures. You've turned away from it. Very simple. You have no desire, no want of the material nature, objects or individuals. Nothing. Na yoge. No concentration and focus like the greatest of the yogis, and no desire once again for all these yogic, occultic, great powers, etc. Navava jirajo. No inclination or desire for praise, for possessions. You have also turned away from the most beautiful face of your beloved. No more of this desire for the beautiful face of your spouse, your wife, your husband, or your beloved. But you are so detached, yes, so detached, but your mind is not fixed and surrendered to the Supreme Almighty Lord Sri Krishna, then of what avail, of what use, of what benefit is this detachment? No benefit, of no avail. Tatah kim, tatah kim, tatah kim, tatah kim. Kis kaam ka ye virakti? Shariram surupam manovai kalatram yashascharu chitram dhanam meru tulyam lekin yashoda kishore manovai nalagnam tatah kim tatah kim tatah kim tatah kim. Beautiful body, slim, trim, doing all yoga, doing all gym, everything, very beautiful, handsome, pretty. Shariram Surupam, Manovaikaratram, high intelligence, genius, scholar, great. And possessions and wealth, enormous it is, and very stable like Mount Meru. Wow. And your fame spreading wide and far, very famous. Everything that a person would ever wish for and desire for in this material world, you have it to the utmost. But the mind is not fixed and surrendered to the Supreme Almighty Divine Beloved Sri Krishna, then of what avail, of what benefit is all this name, fame, intelligence, beauty? As Lord Ram says, Jati pati kula dharma badai dhan bal parijan guna chaturai are bhagati hina nar sohai kaisa binu jal baridh dekhiye jaisa. Lord Ram says through Mata Shabri to all of us, giving us the same lesson. I don't look at what caste, cult, creed one comes from, how high in society one is, or how low, whether one is weak or one is strong, whether one is intelligent or illiterate, whether one is wealthy or absolutely a pauper. Without devotion, one is like that dry cloud which appears and then disappears. It's good for nothing. It doesn't even pour rain. It's always scattered in groups. So of what avail? So the bottom line here is, whether we are detached or we have all the worldly opulences and luxuries and comforts, in any case, whether you have anything, you don't have anything, whether you detach or attach, the thing is that the mind's attachment and love should be completely and exclusively in the Supreme Almighty Lord Krishna, whether you have all the wealth of the world or nothing, and you are totally turned away from all the worldly pleasures, wants, and desires. Yet, the one thing that we all need to remember is our surrender, our devotion, and our love at the lotus feet of the Lord. So, the child cries out to the Lord and says, "My Lord, I need your love. And I have been taught all these philosophies. And the one thing that now I know is of utmost importance is that I need you, I need your love, I need your darshan. For this, my Lord, is there any rule, any other rule, any regulation, any law of yours?" The Lord says, no rule, no law, no regulation. Only shedding tears in love and longing, that's it. That's it. Then, it's great, shedding tears. The Lord says, "My child, what do you want?" "I want your love." "Okay, where were you all this while? Why didn't you come to me? And why are you asking me if there is any rule, any regulation? To meet the Father, I'm your eternal Father, and I'm your only one true relation. So to come to me, you don't need to ask about all these rules and regulations and law. You just come to me. Just come to you. Seeking for your love? Yes, just come to me. Where were you all this while? Why didn't you come to me?" "Oh, my Lord, these worldly people, they deceived me. They cheated me. These worldly parents, right from the day I was born, they said, 'I am your mommy, I'm your daddy.' And then it started from there, and then, 'Look, this is sugar. Look, this is chocolate.' Behka diya sabne. They all cheated me, and they said they are the ones. And I got trapped in this Maya world. I was misled. They made me understand that happiness is this way, is here in the world. But now, with this little understanding and experience that there is no happiness in this world, I have come to you for happiness." Okay, at least you have come back to me. That's great. But if there is no rule, no regulation, then what do I need to do? Well, just ask. Just ask. Yes, just ask me, and I will give to you. So I'm here asking, my Lord. I'm asking, please, prem bhiksham dehi. Prem bhiksham dehi, prem bhiksham dehi, without any single tear and with the throat also twisted. No humbleness in the heart, no cry of the heart. You are asking this manner? What kind of asking is this? You are asking this way, then I will also say, "Leo, diya, jao." Okay, give and go. You know, once Maharajji, long time back, was walking on the rooftop. In India, you know, it's all open. So he was walking, and a Panditji from the village was coming to meet Sri Maharaj's father. So he said, pai lage, from the roadside. Maharajji also looked at him and just said, "Namaste, namaste, Ram Ram." So that Panditji went to Maharaj's father and complained that, "You know, I said pai lage to your son, to Sri Maharajji, to Kripaluji Maharaj, and you know, he didn't even fold his hand and say Ram Ram." He continued walking. He didn't even pranam. So Maharajji's father called Maharajji and said, why? This Panditji came and he was saying, Pai lage, pai. Maharajji said to his father, he just simply said, Pai lage, pai lage. So I also gave him the answer the same way. The response was same. After all, this is the teaching of Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? Not Maharajji, I'm telling you all now. 4th chapter, 11th verse of Bhagavad Gita. Ye tha mam prapadyante tan stataiva bhajamyaham. This is the law of God. In the manner, to the degree, the nature of our surrender to God, our service to God, in return God also to that same degree, same nature, same manner would serve us. जैसा व्यवहार हमारा वैसा व्यवहार उधर से बराबर है यहां लेना देना. So what I'm trying to tell you is that if we just simply ask verbally without the cry of our heart, not in the proper manner, just from here we are asking, then of course God is also going to respond in the same manner. We are trying to fool him by saying, Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva. Sitting in front of him in the mandir, we are saying, Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva. And in our hearts and minds, hey, you know, your mom is sick. Oh, what? Immediately we rush. The child is crying. Immediately. This thing, that thing, the phone starts ringing. We have to constantly tell people, put your phones off. They still will put it on a vibrating mode. And slowly they'll look, who's the one who's... The mind is there and you are saying, Radhe Radhe Govinda. This is not going to work. Bhagwan hi mile, kya murkh banane ke liye hum logo ko? We found only God to deceive and cheat. Well, he knows, he is the greatest player. Remember this. He is the perfect one. So, अच्छी तरह से मांगो, सही मांगो, ठीक मांगो. So what is this proper and right way of asking, of begging? Cry like that innocent child, seeking for his love. Open your heart humbly to him. Humble yourself completely. We go to places of pilgrimage. I went to Badrinath, and I went to Vaishno Devi, and I went to Vrindavan, I went to Barsana, I went to all these places of pilgrimage, all these great holy places where the greatest of the sages, saints, Godhead personality resided. Acha? Ha. With one pride, we come back. Dancing and singing this manner. You have gone to the place of pilgrimage, you should come back more purified in your heart and mind, more devoted. And here the very opposite is happening. We come back with one more ego and pride. Have you been? No. Oh, you should. In other words, I have attained everything. And what have you attained? Nothing. If anything, you have attained something opposite of what you should have attained. That ego has risen, swollen more inside. And you spent all this money going there. Yes, I did. And you also gave so much of pain to your body. Yes, I did, because in a foreign land you have to sacrifice a lot, okay? You know, it's not the same cooking, eating. You did all this, and you went to these great places of pilgrimage. But what about your mind? Did you offer that mind? Did you offer that mind completely? Sitting there thinking about, oh, I'll have to go back and the insurance thing has come and now my bank balance and this and that and calling and receiving calls, emails, letters. This is what we do. Even here when we come, we don't get totally lost. So this is no sadhana. This is no begging and asking like a child. Kuda kabara bhara, usko nikala nahi. Man ko dena, wo nahi diya. We have to offer our mind. We have to do exclusively Roop Dhyan of God and Guru. We don't do that. We have others also in the heart and mind. Apart from our God and apart from our Guru. Everyone else, we will offer everything but our minds. Ye jid, we are so stubborn. सब दे देंगे, लुटा देंगे सब, घर द्वार धन दौलत दुनिया सब, लेकिन मन अपने पास रखेंगे. गलत. Shri Maharaj Ji, he gave us every single piece of knowledge. So much so he went to the extent of saying, the DJ Guru Sahabas, every time the word in that prayer will come, I would get attack, because I knew it was a lie in my heart. When in the olden days the words were different, it said DJ Mangaravas. I knew I'm never going to be getting Mangaravas, because my seva is to roam around, wander around in the world and share this divine philosophy. And I should die this way. But the prayer said these words, DJ Mangaravas. So I would try to pacify myself by saying, okay, mentally Mangaravas. But I knew physically it was never going to happen, practical sense. And then Sri Maharaj Ji, reading the cry of the heart of so many like me, and of course he is the walking, talking Vedas, as even the non-devotees proclaim. So, the embodiment of knowledge itself, love and bliss, Sri Maharaj Ji corrected that one day. And now we all sing DJ Guru Sahabas. Wherever I am, in whatever state I am, there could be many reasons that one cannot travel to India from a foreign land. But the Guru's presence is wherever I am. DJ Guru Sahabas. And then he explained the meaning. What does it mean? Guru Sahabas means wherever I am, my Guru's vas is there. And this is the truth about God and Guru. Always seated in the heart they are. In the mind they are. Within us. For us to consciously be always aware of this truth, there's no running around. You just get yourself submerged and immersed and drowned in the love and devotion of God and Guru. It is the mind that he wants. It's the mind that needs to be offered. And the greatest example of this love, this kind of love, are the Braj Gopis. Look at them. With their love and devotion, they had Krishna with them. Even physically, when Lord Krishna was gone to Dwarka, not even once they went to visit him. Apart from one time, when the Siddh Ashram, Lord Krishna had asked them, the gopis, along with Radharani, to come just for a few minutes. At that time, Kishori ji with all the gopis had gone to meet Sri Krishna in the Siddh Ashram. But they never went on their own. They continuously shed tears of love and longing and waiting for the Lord till the very end of their lives on this earth. When Sri Krishna left, they left. They were such powers that they could leave their bodies any moment and go. In the Maharas, when the flute was played, those third-class gopis, they left their bodies on the bed where they were sleeping, and they had gone with a subtle body to Krishna in the Maharas. Such personalities, but they kept the body. Remember, I told you, in the waiting for the Lord, just in case the Lord comes back, and if he finds them gone, how hurt he will be. So for his pleasure only, for his happiness, they ate, they did anything, they kept the body. These gopis, look at the love. This is the kind of love we need to have in us. शेष महेश गणेश दिनेश सुरेश हु जाहि निरंतर ध्यावे और जाहि अनादि अनंत अखंड अछेद अभेद सुबेद बतावे और नारद से शुक व्यास रटे पचिहारी तो पुनि पार न पावे। अरे ताही अहीर की छोहरिया छचिया भर छाछ पे नाच नचावे। ताही अहीर की छोहरिया छचिया भर छाछ पे नाच नचावे। He is the butter and he is the buttermilk. Krishna danced first and Krishna is dancing to the clapping of the hands of the gopis. He is bounded by the love. Nirapeksham munim shantam nirvairam samadarshanam anubrajamyaham nityam puyeti rangrabhi. 11th canto 14 chapter 16 verse. Brahma, Vishnu, Shankar seek the foot dust of these gopis. And even the Supreme Almighty Lord Krishna trades behind them, seeking for the foot dust of these gopis. All the sins that people have offered upon me, I will be washed away of all these sins by taking a good bath in the foot dust of these maidens of Braj, says the Supreme Lord. Aham bhakta paradhino ya swatantra iva dvija sadhu virgasta hridayo bhaktair bhakta janapriya. 9:463. 9 canto 4 chapter 63 verse of Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran. I am fully independent, but when it comes to my greatest of the lovers, unconditional exclusive lovers like these gopis, like these saints, Rasik saints, I am no longer independent. Their love binds me. And I dance to the tune of my lovers. Thus, the lovers bind the Lord. One day the Lord has to accept defeat and come. But only if we do our devotional practice in the most proper manner. I still don't get it, my Lord, when the Lord says this to the devotee. Then the Lord says, do you offer bhog? Yes, I do. Do you say mantras? No, my Lord, I am illiterate. Well, 99.99% of the saints were all illiterate. Surdas, Kabir Das, Guru Nanak, Mirabai, Tukaram. Only few Jagadgurus, Adi Shankaracharya, etc., Ramanujacharya, Nimbarkacharya, Madhvacharya, and Jagadguru Swami Shri Kripaluji Maharaj are the very ocean of knowledge, scholarly wisdom they have. They know Sanskrit, they talk the Vedas to us. The rest of them, very simple. No Sanskrit, no scholarly wisdom, no teaching. Acha, yeah. So I don't know mantras. Okay, don't worry, no mantras. Then what do you do when you offer bhog? Well, I simply take some water in my hand and I go round around the plate in which the bhog is, and then I close my eyes and I think about you, and then I start eating. All right, when you start eating, then do you see where did he break the bread or the roti from? Did he eat today? Oh no, he didn't eat, and then you cry your heart out. Any feeling? No, my Lord, I just simply think and then I eat. What he has partaken of, eaten? No concern, none of us do it. Today I'm telling you, so today if you eat or drink something, you'll remember, and then again, gone. So this is not the proper way. The proper way is to continuously, constantly remember him, and in offering even the food, we have to have this faith that he comes and partakes. In the material world, when you give somebody food for 4 days, if the person does not eat, you start to cry. And if one day, if the person does not eat, then you say, why, what is wrong? Why aren't you eating? And we say, little, thoda. Little bit. But here with God, no concern. So there are many examples like this. I've just given you one thing about the bhog, but there are a lot more like this. However, if we start to practice devotion in the proper manner, then in no time, we will attain him. With these few words, I'll end it here this evening, and we will continue tomorrow, the rest. and I'll end it tomorrow with the chant. बोले श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की, बोले लाडली लाल की, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे.